We cannot find this place. It's like this road doesn't exist.
So apparently Rotor Riot Rampage is in Narnia.
Oh, dude,
We're looking for a closet.
Wait. Yeah, go.
We are here in... Wait, where are we?
The middle of nowhere, South Carolina, to check out this spot.
So we roll up and meet Shawn and Shannon.
They really stepped up to help put together the best freestyle event ever put on, Rotor Riot Rampage.
I've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes with the help of my wife Shannon doing event planning.
He took us on a tour of the inside of the facility, and what the facility originally was for was nuclear refueling. So like we go in and there's like pipes everywhere. It's like super compact, and I'm thinking there's no way to fly 5 inches in here, but it's gonna be the perfect tiny whoop course. I flew my micro, the little 2-inch guy, around it. Everywhere you look, there are just gaps after gaps after gaps. And if you put a tiny whoop course in there, it's gonna be one of the coolest tiny whoop race courses I've ever seen.
So we kind of continue on exploring.
There's this huge smokestack, perfect for doing big dives.
Cool that you could fly so many different features and buildings from one spot, but it wasn't going to maximize how many people could fly at the same time. So we kept looking around. As we were making the rounds, we see these trees. I mean, I like flying trees. It's not what we came for, but we decided to just burn a pack in these trees and see, and it turns out that is a blast.
You know, sometimes you find a spot and it doesn't look like much, but once you start flying, it's just the trees are spaced just so perfectly together, and you just keep ripping and ripping for days. It's one of the nicest tree spots I've come across in a while.
There's definitely a place for softer crashes. I think that was a mistake at first for us not to consider how good it would be to also have that. a really good spot. We're actually gonna have landscapers come through, clear out some of the scraggle-filled areas and just leave the thicker green that's easier to see and turn it into a phenomenal spot. Shawn was also really keen on what they were calling a rappelling tower. We get up to it and honestly, I really didn't think that there was much anything you could do with it, but Shawn really wanted us to take a closer look at it. And as it turns out, they open up like all the way. So you've got this big opening on one side, and on the other side there are some smaller doors, and they've actually installed windows, but then they told us we could take the glass out. So now we've got these smaller openings on one side, a doorway on one side, a big opening on the other side, a drop through on top, and we started thinking about, okay, we could hang gates off the side, and this is going to turn into an absolute fun house of an obstacle. I might be most excited about the thing that initially I thought was going to be nothing. We're going to turn that into a really fun place.
All in all of the freestyle areas, they all have something unique and areas of them that are accessible to people who have maybe been flying for just a little while, and then also sections that you can fly that are really advanced, technical, difficult things to fly.
Shawn is eyeing this little protrusion over the main structure.
And it's this teeny tiny gap. The hole couldn't have been more than like 1 square foot.
I can't help myself. I'm like, Shawn, you have to do it. So he goes for it.
I didn't know if it was even possible, but he just comes diving out of the stratosphere. Boom!
And explodes.
The battery ejected and like stopped at my feet.
We got it fixed up that night. It was fine, but you know, after that he turns to me and is like, okay, how are you gonna try to tell me to go for it and then not try it yourself? Solid argument. So I felt it out a little bit and went for it, and you kind of throw yourself for it and you just commit. I went through, I was trying to go through the center. I did not go through the center. So yeah, I got lucky. I got lucky because I missed the center, but somehow went, oh God, we're through. This place is looking like it's going to be an amazing location for Rotor Riot Rampage. We had a blast scoping out all the facilities, feeling out where we want to fly, doing some RF tests, making sure that everything is going to work well, and it's a blast. I already exploded.
Oh yeah,
The best part about it is this location has a little bit of something for everyone. Areas that will appeal to all skill levels. It's not just going to be high-end stuff where guys are going to be intimidated, they're going to be afraid to fly. For most of us, we're flying in parks, we're flying in fields, we're flying around trees. We come here, we're going to be able to fly the obstacles and the items that you see these guys fly every single day. It is going to be bando for everyone without the risk of bando. This is the ability to come together, have a good time, rock out, rock and roll, see art, hear music, buy parts because you're going to be blowing stuff up. But the best part about it is you're going to be happy about it. What's better than that?
We've got everything you need to retrieve your quad from anywhere you crash. You know, I take for granted the spots that we go to, and I think people get nervous just because they don't know how to find the spots, or they're worried about liability, or they're worried about getting their quad stuck somewhere that's going to be difficult to retrieve. So we've removed all of those issues here. You can come fly with like total confidence. So check the link in the description. Early October, Rotor Riot Rampage. We want non-stop rampage blowing up your feed. This is going down, and I'm psyched, baby. I'm freaking psyched. Rampage! Again, that one's even more buried.
Ugh.
Or do the whole channel stop thing again.